Hey, what's up everybody? So I tried to record this video a couple days ago, but I unfortunately was sick with COVID and my voice was way worse than it is today. You might still be hearing me being a little bit hoarse, and I apologize for that, but I've been reading through some of these Baldur's Gate 3 negative Metacritic reviews, and oh boy, they're just about as deranged and deluded as you could possibly expect from something like this. Screen S says, "A complete failure. Another instance of devs taking everything from us. Another worthless sequel that is so deranged it got banned from Twitch." That's not true. Metacritic threatened to stop evil games from getting honest scores, and it seems this is the first example of dishonesty. I know you would have preferred maybe real time with pause, but that's just not how things played out, and honestly, the game doesn't deserve a 4 just because you don't like the fact that it's not Baldur's Gate 3 down to the real-time with pause and the specific idiosyncrasies of that original generation. Ace99, let's go. Combat is incredibly slow. Even the smallest skirmishes drag on forever. The dialogue is fan-fiction levels of awful. The companions are either annoying or not in any way interesting. To top it off, the entire game is extremely sordid and full of degenerated nonsense. It is very sad to see what Larian has done with the Baldur's Gate IP. Never again. Just like 4 out of 10 to balance the hype. Just like the last big gaming releases backed by social media marketing, the release of Baldur's Gate 3 has again pointed to the roots of marketing hypes and public relations. Propaganda! People become devotees, up in arms against anyone who stands in the way of its gloriousness, its holiness, its singularity. Goatee, goatee, goatee! Consumed and forgotten one after the other. It's sad to see the name of Baldur's Gate is used for an entirely different game that is also part of all of this frenetic and agitated hollowness, this shaping the current gaming industry as well as groupthink mentality. In this context, the actual game and its content have become pretty much irrelevant. Baldur's Gate 3 is a professional industry product, but it has almost nothing in common with the original 2 games. So what's the difference between BG3 and the original 2 games, which stayed in the memories? BG 1+2 at a time, an innovative and very fun combat system, real-time with pause that translated the D&D rules to the computer medium and kept the narrative flowing while providing a lot of tactical maneuverability because you could pause the action at any time. BG3, common and generally slow based turns adapted from Divinity Original Sin, where archdemons wait in line like orderly citizens. Fusion, honestly, one of the worst games I have ever played, and I don't even care that it's an Original Sin 2 clone and has nothing in common with Baldur's Gate. The game is very depraved, the dialogue is Reddit tier awful, and the combat is boring and slow. Never again. For the game to put more emphasis on genitals than facial construction and body styles, unreal. I understand they are trying to push all the political wokeness and racy envelopes possible, but this game is a hot pile of garbage compared to older games. I would rather play Skyrim again, because the level of polish between a 15-year-old game and this new one is unquestionable. Please spend more time creating robust storylines and different character creation options, without jumping directly on the flavor of the year garbage train. I don't think this guy knows how game dev works. Generally, when a game's been out for 15 years in the modern era, it's been patched and it's been bug fixed. Furthermore, the game's pacing felt off. It dragged in some places, and the world felt empty and lacking in meaningful exploration. I had hoped for a rich, vibrant world to get lost in, but instead I found myself trudging through uninspired environments with little incentive to explore beyond the main quest. You wound me, my man. You fucking wound me. But this is what I don't understand. The game is not a 0. In any objective sense of the word, the game is not a 0. You giving it a 0 is disingenuous. Even EA and Ubisoft make hard copies of their game. Very anti-consumer decision to make only digital copies. play the game offline, and it has no DRM. So I don't know what you're smoking when you say this game is anti-consumer. Probably one of the least anti-consumer games that I've played in a long time. You want to talk about an anti-consumer game, go check out Diablo 4 or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, or basically any game with a long-form battle pass that demands you put in 160 hours to buy the next one. What to say when you see that something like this got a... Wait, it's not even like this. I'm injecting correct grammar. What to say when... Oh, Jesus Christ, this is so hard to read. What to say when you see that something like that got a score of 9.7? Bigger than some classics like Half-Life, BioShock, Portal, Vice City, StarCraft, etc. You can see the state of the gaming industry. A large part of the game is just a bad movie. 10 minutes of talking, 5 minutes of turn-based combat, and then another 10 minutes of talking. And let's not forget the 5 minutes of cinematic, where someone moves their lips and eyes as if they are constipated when the narrator explains everything to us, because we are blind and deaf. Some locations are decent, but apart from them, everything is pathetic. The biggest city is just a joke. No spoiler. You mean Baldur's Gate? The title of the game? But look, like a joke, how they hyped it up and nothing in the end. Companions are annoying and they're just to piss off the main character. Same with the romances. Gameplay, it's turn-based 5e system, so bad from the start. The story is full of cliches and predictable, while the endings, only one is decent. No spoilers. Boring and outdated game. Thankfully, this will never win GOTY. It'll be forgotten by the end of September, when way better games release. Also, there have already been many better games released in 2023, so it has no chance for GOTY anyway. From Duduzoka, a game that contains sex scenes with a bear? 17,000 finals? Serious? This is just a simple RPG with some bizarre happenings. It doesn't deserve all the popularity. Writing is immature, bad, and destroys immersion. People read fantasy as escapism, not to be moralized at by kindergarteners, I should say. Not be immortalized by kindergarteners. Egregious amounts of sex that do nothing to further immerse you in the game world or plot. It's simultaneously less believable than a harem anime and more grotesque than pornography. God, the Puritans are out today, my dude. Larian said we get better companions after EA since they were only playtesting the worst ones, evil alignments. But this was clearly a lie. What they added in the full release are cash grab cameos that are also poorly done of Jaheira, Minced, etc. So you're still stuck with the same group of unfun, rapey companions. Unless you go full murder hobo and kill everyone, which is honestly the lesser of two evils here. Holy fuck. This guy, oh my god. Not sure what to say other than I'm simply not impressed. I was expecting way more after this kind of overhype. It would be a decent indie gem, but sadly it has a very ancient combat system. It was cool in 1995, but it's just not fun anymore, at least for me. It's funny because the original Baldur's Gates are real-time with pause. Oh, look at his, I didn't even realize what his username was. GTA 5 fanboy. Alright, that says just about everything. I don't even need to make a joke about that. Go ahead. This is a dream game for the Alphabet Mafia and the blue-haired Twitter whales. This game is all waiting and micromanaging. If you like spending 50 minutes to kill 4 enemies and hours looking at numbers, you will like this. This is not for gamers, it's for LARPers. It has cringe dialogue and woke characters. It is saddening as an actual Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 fan. This isn't Baldur's Gate 3, it's Divinity 3. Seriously slow and dull, where BG 1 and 2 had you slaughtering enemies by the dozens. This game has you taking 10 minutes on a grunt. The fan of this game, squell over barrels exploding. They are really sad. I can't believe the gaming community is going downhill. Last year it was Elden Ring getting all the hype, and now a game that has a lot of porn in it, and it's acclaimed to be GOTY? Get real. The Puritans, they just got off the fucking Mayflower, dude. They're ready. Alright, I think that's gonna do it for today. I don't really want to read any more of these dumb reviews.